I read a book. Now I'm going to try to review it in exactly 2 minutes without looking at a timer. Let's go. Potential minor spoilers ahead. Okay, East of West by John Hickman. The general premise of this book is that the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse have arrived. Except not really, because only 3 of them are there. One of them is missing. Meanwhile, we see an alternate history where the United States is splintered into several different nations. And there are a select few individuals from these nations that are brought together by a single idea referred to as the message. I'm going to leave it there, even though I know it's a little bit vague. I really don't want to give away too much about this book, which leads me into my first point. This is a very dense book. There are a lot of characters, a lot of plot lines, and just a lot of moving parts all around, which is going to lead to some times where you're feeling a little bit confused, a little bit unsure of what's happening. The good news is that Hickman very much knows what he's doing, and that even though you have these moments where you're feeling a little bit confused, it all comes together. And there are a number of moments where you have that, oh, that's what was going on type moment that is really satisfying and one of the best parts about reading this book. That being said, having gotten to the end, there are still a few parts that I find a little bit confusing. Nothing that takes away from the book as a whole. The book as a whole was still wonderful, but there are still a few bits and pieces here and there that I'm a little bit uncertain about. And I think that's very much because this is a book that you need to read 2 or 3 times to fully understand, which, if you're anything like me, is a bit of a drawback because I like to read a book once, be done with it, and move on to the next story. I'm probably going to do that with East of West. As I said, I'm more than happy with the experience I had with this book. Maybe someday I'll come back and tidy up some of those loose ends, but that is something to keep in mind. Real quickly about the artwork. It's really good. I think the colors are what stood out to me in this book. They don't really use any bright or vibrant colors. They tend to use a darker color palette, but it still has this really nice richness to it that is great to look at. It's very interesting, and they also do some really good things with lighting in this book. So only positive things to say about the art in this book, which I'm blanking on the name. I have it right here. Dragotta and Martin were responsible for the art in this book. So, general rating for this book. I'm going to give it 3 out of 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. It deserves a higher rating than that, but given the premise of this book, I think it's really the only logical rating that I can give to it. Oh wow, almost a whole minute over. We'll try to do better next time.